A NASCAR legend just got honored one more time, and he wasn't even alive to see it happen. Kyle Busch's name is going into a Hall of Fame, and the story behind how he got there is going to hit different than any other induction this year. Here's what's happening. Kyle Busch has officially been named to the 2026 West Coast Stock Car Motorsports Hall of Fame class. He joined an 8-member group that includes drag racing royalty like John Force and Ron Capps' longtime crew chief Ernie Cope, off-road racing legend Roger Mears, former Cup driver Casey Mears, sprint car standout Brad Nufsinger, and former ARCA champion Sean Woodside. The induction ceremony is set for October 1st at the South Point Hotel, Casino, and Spa in Las Vegas. And here's the part that makes this story powerful. Busch had already locked in enough votes to make this class before he passed away in May. To understand why this hits so hard, you have to look at what Kyle Busch actually built over 25 years in this sport. 2 Cup Series championships, 234 wins across NASCAR's 3 national series. That win total doesn't just put him in the conversation for one of the greatest, it puts him near the very top of the all-time list, period. This isn't a sentimental nod from the Hall of Fame committee either. Chairman Ken Clapp made a pointer saying Busch had already earned his spot before tragedy struck. That distinction matters. This wasn't a posthumous courtesy vote. The talent and the resume did the talking long before his death, changed the conversation around this honor. There's also a family thread running through this. Busch now joins his brother Kurt, who was inducted back in 2023. For a racing family that's been intertwined with NASCAR for decades, this cements both Busch brothers in West Coast motorsports history together. Let's talk about why this recognition carries more weight than a typical Hall of Fame announcement. First, the timing and integrity of the vote. Hall of Fame committees often get criticized for politics, sentiment, or posthumous sympathy picks. That's not what's happening here. Clapp going out of his way to clarify that Busch earned this before his passing protects the legitimacy of the honor. It tells the racing world this wasn't a courtesy. It was earned, full stop. Second, think about what this does for his legacy in the bigger picture. Busch's career numbers already made him a lock for NASCAR's own National Hall of Fame down the road. This regional honor adds another layer, reinforcing just how broad his influence was, not just at the national level, but specifically within West Coast racing circles where he started building his name. Third, there's a strategic angle for the sport itself. NASCAR loses a legend, and these kinds of honors keep his story alive for new fans who might not have followed his early career. It's good for the sport's history, and it's a meaningful way to keep his name circulating in motorsports conversations for years to come. Is this the right move? Absolutely. There's no risk here, no controversy. If anything, this is the sport doing exactly what it should, honoring a deserving career on a timeline that was already locked in before tragedy intervened. Expect an outpouring of emotion here. Fans who grew up watching Busch dominate across 3 different national series are going to see this as bittersweet, proud but tinged with grief that he's not there to accept it himself. Media coverage will likely focus heavily on the family connection with Kurt Busch and on Clapp's comments confirming the votes were locked in beforehand. That detail is going to resonate because it removes any doubt about whether this was earned versus given out of sympathy. You'll also see plenty of comparisons to his career stats, analysts using this moment to recap exactly how dominant his 234 wins really were across stock car racing. Best case scenario, this Hall of Fame induction becomes one of several major tributes to Busch throughout 2026, building toward an eventual National NASCAR Hall of Fame nomination that cements his legacy at the highest level the sport offers. Worst case scenario, as time passes, his story risks becoming background noise amid NASCAR's constant news cycle, with future induction ceremonies feeling more like routine formalities than the emotional moments they deserve to be. So here's the question. Does this West Coast honor properly reflect Kyle Busch's place in NASCAR history, or does a legacy like his deserve something even bigger on the national stage? Let me know your take in the comments below. If you want more coverage on NASCAR legends and how their legacies are being honored, make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss what's next.